breaking news this afternoon, though, again from Italy. These Italian journalists are going out on this one. This has come from an Italian, Napolese publication, and it says that Kim Min-jae is all set to join Manchester United from the 1st of July. That's when his buyout clause kicks in. Manchester United, from the 1st of July, Man United are reported to be willing to pay his 60 million release clause. The defender has accepted a contract offer worth 9 million a year. We've had some brief conversations about Kim Min-jae in the past, but he's a very talented player that would definitely improve Man United's backline. Would you agree?
Well, he's a massive upgrade on Maguire. So that's a starting point.
True.
Varane, is he getting over Varane? Probably not, if Varane's fit, but is he fit? Hardly ever. Like, he's in and out of the team. He can't have a sustained period of games. So it makes sense, man. He's a good player. He's had a great season. It's not ridiculous money if you're comparing it to Maguire money. So yeah, it makes sense, man. And he's a decent defender. So yeah, man, I think you'll get that deal done. I think that it gives you squad depth as well, because you can, if Varane's fit, I'd expect Varane and Martinez to play, Lissandro. So it's good squad depth, man. And you're in the Champions League, so you're going to need some squad depth. But then if Varane's unavailable, then you can put him in with Lissandro as well. So yeah, it's a good signing, man.
There's a comment here that says, Terry, will he help catch City? Yes. Help. Not him by himself. There's a long way to go to catch Manchester City for all of us, but he most certainly will help improve the team and the squad to push us nearer, because he's a good defender, strong, quick, excellent from playing up from the back. All things, the amount of attributes he's got that Maguire doesn't have, and speed and better ability on the ball,
awareness.
And positioning, awareness. He's got all of those things. And I think Kim Min-jae is good enough to become a first teamer at Man United. I think he's good enough to claim a first team place. But what great competition to have. You look at City right now with the amount of top centre backs they've got. Yes, Laporte might be going now, but with the age of Varane, with the injury concerns surrounding him, for me, fantastic piece of business. And you know, we obviously saw the news around. I love this comment. Terry with his pimp shirt on. It's all right. It's an all-in-one as well. Like it's
an amazing
Look at this bad boy.
Oh, he's got the two-piece. Go on,
know, exactly.
All you need now is the cigar, and you've made it, mate.
Oh, it's because as soon as this show is done, I'm going to be leaving the office, and I'm going to go and sit around my pool with the sunglasses on, drink in my hand, on a lounger by my pool. So I'm all ready for the pool. You know what I'm saying? All good to go. It doesn't. I thought it looked like pajamas. Though. I thought it looked like I was wearing pajamas a little bit, but supposedly that's the look. That's the look. So I'm going for it. But
who told you that?
The website said it was the look. Yeah, the website said it was the look. Yeah, I sort of feel like look, we all saw the news about Man United's takeover last night. That for me is more important than anybody we sign. Getting that done. It's obviously a lot of it's been played down today by the Qatari people, as in like the people involved in trying to buy the deal, Sheikh Jassim's team. But I am really quietly confident that we're going to get Qatari owners, and getting Qatari owners enables more deals like Kim Min-jae. It enables one thing that they have said they're going to do, which I'm more excited than anything, is, you know, when a new president comes in America, they always do this, the first 100 days of the president. Well, it's going to be the first 100 days of the Sheikh, because they've set a basic rule in that everybody's job at board level, not the manager, he's going to get the season or beyond. He'll be judged on the standards of the club, of course, win trophies, progress, start challenging for the title. But everybody else at the club, scouts, board members, commercial teams, they've all basically got 100 days to show their work, that they're good enough to be at Man United, or they'll lose their jobs. And that level of standard has been missing at Old Trafford for 10 years. And that's why, listen, so Jim might have his own plan, but he hasn't revealed any of it. The Qataris have, and it excites me. So I do hope this news of a takeover is that the Qataris are going to win it, because with them at the helm, Man United can get back to the top. And do you know what I love? I thought like so many Liverpool fans, especially, fuming, tweeting the Premier League, how they can't let this happen. There's no way this should be allowed to happen. And then they did the whole, but you spend more money than us anyway, so we're not bothered. We know we waste money. That's why we're angry. But we believe with competent owners who want to win, and I believe Sheikh Jassim and the Qataris will have even more money to spend, but on the right people in the right direction. So how do you like them apples? Stop being bitter and just accept it. And yeah, look, we're getting close now. deals deals getting closer for Man United. The takeover feeling really imminent now. So yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit excited, Lee. Starting to.
Yeah, man, and you should do. If you get Qatari owners, mate, then you're probably going to go out and have a massive summer window. Yeah, if you don't get Qatari owners, you'll sign a couple of players. That'll be it. But if you go out there with Qataris, mate, you're going to sign quite a lot of players this summer. Yeah, and you should be excited. Yeah, I think it's a miles better option than Jim Radcliffe. Mate, when that guy took over Nice, I think they finished second in the league the season before he bought it. Yeah, I think they finished 10th now. Yeah, he's took them backwards every year. So I don't know why any Man United fan would want to entertain Jim Radcliffe at their football club. He ain't even a Man United fan. He's got a season ticket at Chelsea, isn't he?
He did have, yes.
Yeah. So if you had a season ticket at Chelsea and you made that totally like online, everyone knows Terry's got a season ticket at Chelsea, would they say you're a Chelsea fan or a Man United fan?
Of course.
Say you're a Chelsea fan, wouldn't they? So why is everyone gassed for Jim Radcliffe? I don't get it. Yeah, Qatari's coming with a totally different standard. They want to take over. They want to be the best. Yeah, Jim Radcliffe, we've seen what he's done in France. Absolutely nothing apart from taking backwards. So you've already got a barometer there. You can already see that he ain't going to do what's required to even challenge PSG. Yeah, so how's he going to come in and challenge Man City?
Yeah, well, he's come out to Jim today with his team have and said, "Oh, if we don't get Man United, we're going to pump all this money we were going to give to them into Nice." And
why didn't he do that anyway?
Well, yeah, my sort of view on that is you've got to say that because the Nice fans are probably sitting there thinking, "Yo, where's this £6 billion come from? If you'd have put £6 billion of investment into us, not all just on players, but stadiums, infrastructure, sponsorships, we would be in a much, a very different position as things stand right now." And look, as everyone said, I'm not as pessimistic about Sir Jim coming in as certain United fans, but I'm not jumping off the rooftops thinking that we're going to move in the right directions. I think the Qatari owners 110% are the best bet for us. Just hope they can get this over the line. And then I think players like Min-jae become one of many this summer. I think we'll break the bank for Harry Kane. We don't need to worry about budget so much. The only thing I am a little bit concerned about is the Caicedos and the Rices may have already agreed to join their clubs before the takeover happens because they're two players I would desperately like at Manchester United as well. But Kim Min-jae, really good start. Again, this is the third time now the Italian press have tripled down, I suppose now, and said, don't care what the rest of Europe are saying. We've been told that he's joining Manchester United. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. There's a super chat, actually, that says expectations this season if you get taken over. Well, the expectations will, I suppose, rise ever so slightly. It depends on the transfer window. But my expectations are already to challenge Man City, to win a trophy, and to at least get into the quarterfinals of the Champions League, but to be highly competitive. But if we have a magnificent summer with these owners, let's say we do get Kim, we get Costa in goal, we get Kane, we get a Caicedo level midfield player and a few others, then listen, I want to be getting to that Champions League final. I want to be winning that Premier League. That's the standards. Listen, and then you judge the manager. You have to contextualize it and judge at the end. But that is what my expectations will be. Just because you don't achieve it doesn't mean you necessarily sack a manager, but that's got to be the expectations. And if we have owners that are going to drop 250, 300 million pounds this summer, that would be like 500, 600 million spent in 2.5 years on this squad. You've got to be expected to win big things, 110%. I'm not going to pussyfoot about it like some fans do, where another year. No, I want to challenge straight away, 100%.
Yeah, mate, I'll make you right. At the end of the day, you've done 250 last summer. If you do another 250 or 300 this summer, he's got to win the title, or at least challenge for the title. Yeah, and get right down into the latter stages of Champions League. He's got to win something. Yeah, and Man United have not won a title for what, 12 years, 11 years?
10.
Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah, and if you're going out and doing 600 million in 2 summers, you got to win it. Yeah, it's Man United. Yeah, and that's the same with Arsenal, by the way. We're going to go and do 100 million on Declan Rice. Yeah, now that's what, nearly 600 million we've done. He better win the league next season.
110%. There has to be expectations upon these managers. Of course, if you push City right to the edge and you narrowly miss out coming second on 95, 96 points, again, you contextualize it and you look back. But we have to have those high expectations. I believe that our manager is good enough. And as I've said before, I believe with this takeover, because I said it a few minutes ago, the standards they will bring in, commercial managers, you know, the people that make the tea, the chefs, the maintenance people, the individuals on the board that run the club day to day, if they're not good enough and you can find better, they're going to get dismissed in the opening 100 days. That, for me, sets a tone and sets a standard. That creeps into the dressing room. Jesus Christ, no one's safe. I better buck my ideas up. I better play a certain
That's how it should be, accountability. And that's been lacking at Man United and Arsenal and a lot of other clubs for a long time. Yeah, whereas there's accountability at Man City, which is why they keep winning. You know, Pep called out the whole squad when I think they'd come back against Tottenham, I think 4-2 or something against Tottenham. And he said, I'll quit if you lot don't buck your ideas up. Yeah, all of a sudden, they go on a mad run and win everything. Yeah, and he had players sat on the bench, De Bruyne, Grealish, Foden, all sat on the bench. And he said, there's a lot of players here that are comfortable, and we ain't having comfortable players at this football club. You know, he makes people accountable, but that's because the club make him accountable. Whereas at your club, nobody's been accountable for years. Yeah, it's just rinse and repeat. Go again. No, we'll go again next year.
No, 110%. I look at it from that point of view. I totally agree. There has to be accountability. But at the same time, on the flip side, with the right owners, with the right standards, with the correct investment being made, again, Ten Hag can beat Pep Guardiola to a league title. Man United can win the Premier League. Man United can win the Champions League. Rivals will, of course, laugh at that and say, no chance, no chance. Why? There is no reason why Man United, with the right investment, with the right standards at the club, with accountability being applied, and another vast improvement going into the 23-24 season, in the same way we improved in the previous campaign, Manchester United can, of course, win the league. We can, of course, challenge for the Champions League. There is no shadow of a doubt in my mind. It's all about standards, investing the right amount of money regularly enough, and that's why City have been that's why City in the Pep Klopp era, why City have blown them away, because when Liverpool got ahead of them and spent a good 18 months as better than Man City kept on spending, they kept on investing, they carried on pushing those boundaries. Where Liverpool became a little fat, a little bloated, and a little bit lazy on the success they got. The ownership didn't invest early enough. And then they got themselves into a position where the squad and team collectively just aged out. Too many players passed the best. Some of the cheaper signings didn't have the same impact as Gini Wijnaldum's and Mane's did when they arrived for relatively cheap prices. It's about continuing to invest, continuing to maintain those high standards, and never kind of resting on your laurels. Any one of our teams can win this Premier League, can catch Man City, can overtake Man City. You just have to be willing to do it and accept that it's plausible. I can't live in this world where we just deny that it's possible to catch anybody or to beat anybody or to move them out of the way. Because if that was the case, there would never be these cycles in football. Liverpool would still be the team winning. Liverpool would still be at the top from the 70s. They would never have been knocked off. But Man United came along and did it. Now City have come along and done exactly the same thing. So yeah, I believe in Man United 110%. If we have owners who care, invest, and raise those standards, I 110% think we can do big things. I really do.
And if the owners don't, like, let's say you keep the Glazers, that's now down to the fans to raise the standards of the Glazers. Because they're the only two things that can raise standards, either the ownership or the fan base. Yeah, but if the fan base are happy, like they make out they're not happy, and they get the Norwich scarves out every now and again and start hashtagging Glazers out. Yeah, but we have this conversation every week. They're still going to the stadium every week and still spend their money every week. So it's all well and good sitting on Twitter with a hashtag Glazers out. But if the Glazers do actually end up staying, what are the fans going to do about it? They're still going to go and pay their season tickets. They're still going to go and watch the games. They're still going to hype it up. They're still going to pay their subscriptions to Sky to watch the games, which ultimately goes to the club as well. Yeah, they're still going to buy their shirts. Yeah, so it's all well and good hyping up online about the Glazers. But if they stay, the fans are still going to go like lemons to the football stadium.
110%. Yeah, I can't. I'm going to add nothing to that because it's completely spot on. Sully here says, after watching that painful City treble, I totally agree with Lee. Title, Champions League challenge, or bust is what Sully says here. And it was painful to watch. I agree. If the takeover happens, you should win the title. Well, look, again, I mean, should win the title is brushing aside one of the greatest English teams of all time in Manchester City. That's still going to be tough, irrespective of Man United becoming better. But we should be challenging for it 110%. And as long as you're challenging and you're pushing and You know, you're not collapsing from, you know, if we have a 10-point lead next year with 5 games to go and throw it away, then you've challenged, but you've also collapsed. So then you've got that. But I wouldn't say you should win, but we have to be challenging, in my opinion. This says if Man United get Qatari owners, the Premier League will be the Super League with Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Same starting project that can work really well, and others expect to win now. I don't think it'd be the Super League per se, because there's jeopardy. You can still go down. We've seen, like with Chelsea this season, spending money by itself doesn't guarantee you success. But another owner that's willing to clear debt and invest money, all it's going to do is make every club in England richer and wealthier. So I wouldn't call it a Super League.
Yeah, but then you'll get labelled buying the title, oil money, backed by a state, by a government, by this. Yeah, it's like it's all well and good throwing the shade until it happens to your club, and then you lap it up in it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Which is why every year that I've been on YouTube, people can go back and check. I've never once said that about City or Chelsea, because I remember being in a space about a year or so ago, maybe a bit longer now, about 18 months, when Newcastle's takeover was happening and everybody was screwing and raging. But Terry, what do you make of it? You must be against it like we are. I said, look, I understand people's challenge, but I'm not going to sit here and slag it off. I said, I don't know who my next owner is going to be.